Yo, what's good? It's your boy oO5 Dynasty, and I ain't with that side talk. And you already know the champ is here. You know what I'm saying? Pop shells at him, rep your gang. It's your boy oO5 Dynasty. Just want to let y'all know the album is coming on July 4th, 2022. So be on the lookout for that Pop Shells album, featuring a lot of cool producers and featuring a lot of cool artists, such as my boy Ja, Ghetto Styles, who is executive producing the album and also producing some records on the album and also rhyming on the album. Choppo, y'all know him by L Chops, but Choppo, and that's the person beat tag that we're gonna be going over today. I just created a new one for him, so he's rhyming on the album and producing on the album. My twin brother, Words from a True Legend. Y'all might know him as Hood Legend, 516. You know what I mean? But it's Words from a True Legend, or just call him Legend. And some more people is gonna be featured on the album. You know what I mean? And that's that. But today I'm doing Free Mixer University, going over a beat tag that I made for Choppo, and there's some more beat tags that I've done. Like I did mine, the Dynasty one, which I'm gonna actually redo, so I have two versions of that. And there's other beat tags that I've done also, but I don't have permission to talk about them, so I'm not gonna talk about them. But just it is what it is. So we got the Choppo beat tag here, and we're gonna do a nice little tutorial. Also, if you are having trouble with creating your own beat tag, and like you might not have the software that I have, or maybe the mixing capabilities to bring out a creative beat tag, I am offering a service for a small commission to create a beat tag for you. So if you need a beat tag and you're looking to get one, don't be afraid to email me, and hit me up in the comment section and let me know. But I am doing beat tags now. Small commission, nothing major, nothing crazy, One hand washes the other type thing. I mean, you hook me up with a small fee, I'll hook you up with a nice beat tag. So I'm gonna play this for you. I'm gonna start going over what I did for this beat tag. And then also I'm gonna let you know where you can actually get some of this software that I'm actually using in this tutorial. So once again, this is for Free Mixing University. If you don't know, I'm the owner of that website. Also oO5Dynasty.com, which is coming soon, and also GhostWaveMusic.com, you know what I'm saying? So, but let's get into it. So, Choppo. Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. 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 Yo. So as you can see, this is a nice, strong beat tag, up in your face. You know what I'm saying? It's that organic, raw vibe that Choppo brings to the music industry when he's rhyming or when he's actually producing. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to give him that nice, authentic, just hard, up in your face, up front beat tag, just to go along to complement the other ones that he already has. But, and also, like, he's also a good friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? He's a really cool person. He keeps it real 100% of the time. And I like people who keep it real or not fake, phony fluff and act like they're real, but they're not real. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to, bless him with this because, he's a cool person. Now, let's dive into this. So as you can see, I have a couple takes here. I have the main take. Then I have two backing tracks, which actually are helping the main vocal, and I have some other like small takes down here. So I'll solo these so you can hear them by themselves. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. All right, so this one has a nice reverb on it, as you can see. Now let's do this one. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping. So this vocal take, I stepped back away from the mic a little bit, kind of like turned my head up to the sky and said, said the saying, you know what I mean? The beat tag. Yo, Choppo, As you can see, it has a little bit more air, a little bit more space to it. Let's try this one.
Oh, Choppo! Put him on the chopping. Oh, Choppo! Put him on the chopping. Oh, Choppo! Put him on the chopping.
So as you can see, this one, I stepped even further away from the mic and turned my head up even more to scream into the air to get some of that room reverb. And when you put them together,
yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping.
So, and since it's 3 takes, you get like this double effect. You know what I mean? A lot of rappers, they love to use this inside of their, hip hop tracks where it's like they double up their vocals, and audio engineers love to do it too because, it just enhances the flavor of the vocal, makes it have like this, I don't know, type of like melodic chorus effect to the vocal, So if you listen to it, you can actually hear it.
Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping.
Now I put all 3 again.
Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block.
Okay, then I have 2 effect vocal takes down here.
Yo! Yo!
Hit it again.
Yo!
Okay, now let's add all of them together.
Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block.
Now, this little part right here, I'll show you. It's because one of my B's was messed up. You hear that B? Block. So one of my, the sibilants, like the and all that stuff, you got to edit it out. And then when I edit it out, I needed to bring a B back in. So just slightly, faded that B in, and it fit perfectly. So it's a lot of like, going back and forth with like, editing the vocal, taking this out, enhancing this, boosting these frequencies, and so forth.
Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put them on the chopping block.
All right, so now let's go into the vocal and see what we did to the actual main vocal.
Yo, Choppo, put them on. Yo, Choppo.
I'm gonna take the effects off.
Yo, Choppo.
Take all the effects off, actually.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
Okay, what you're hearing is some of the effects that's on the master as well. So we got stereo compression. We have a mastering effect on here. This is the pusher. You know what I'm saying? This joint is crazy. So you're hearing some mastering effects on the vocal. I'm not going to take those off because I want to leave it. I don't want it to jump all over the place. I don't want the peaks to come out. But I just want to show you the effects that I applied specifically to the vocal itself. So,
yo, Choppo.
All right, so let's go with the RVox, which is gangster, man. It's compression. I just basically did like a 6:1 ratio. Just tucked it down.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
So let's turn it off again.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
Let's turn it back on.
Yo, Choppo.
See, it just brings it.
Yo, Choppo.
To the front, has it nice and tight.
Yo, Choppo.
Okay, and let's drop the de-esser on there.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the de-esser off. I want you to listen to the high-end frequency.
Yo, Choppo.
You heard that?
Yo, Choppo.
Okay.
Yo, Choppo!
Now let's put the de-esser back on.
Yo, Choppo!
You see how it just smooths it out? Takes away that harsh sibilance.
Choppo!
And you can look at the line and see how much it attenuates.
Yo, Choppo!
9.6 attenuation. Watch it drop it down right here.
Yo, Choppo!
You see how it hit hard? Watch.
Yo, Choppo!
Wow. So that's what you want to do with a de-esser. You want to kind of like
Yo, Choppo!
kill that, but not kill the vocal itself.
Yo, Choppo!
All right. So now let's add the R channel into it.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Now, as you can see, as soon as I add the R channel, it cleared up a lot of space inside the vocal, because inside of our vocals, we have a lot of mud when we speak, you know what I mean? Or we might have like a nasal frequency that you might want to get rid of, which is also mud, you know? And the that's mud too, but that's like high-end mud. So when you put a de-esser on, a de-esser is nothing but like a compressor for high frequencies. So you're killing that, you know what I mean? So once you start learning like the different terminologies and phrases and what these things are actually doing, mixing is actually pretty, it's not easy, but it gets easier, you know what I'm saying, as you go. But you have to put in the work, and you have to learn what these tools that are given to you are actually doing to the sound. So now let's look at the R channel. You see I cut all the bottom in. I dipped out around like 500 hertz, because that's where the mud is sitting at. Inside of my vocal, right here.
Yo, Choppo!
If I turn that off, you'll hear it.
Yo, Choppo!
You hear that? Yo, Choppo!
Yo, Choppo!
But you hear it's cloudy. Listen to the clouds.
Yo, Choppo!
It's up in your face, but it's too cloudy.
Yo, Choppo!
Now let's put that R channel back on.
Yo, Choppo!
So what I did here was I killed probably up to like 125, you know what I'm saying? Then I also killed around like 500, and then I did a little boost at 2K, okay, a little boost, but then also I did like a shelf around like 8K, and that gave me like a little high-end clearance in my voice, like a little sparkle on the top end of my voice. Let's hear it again.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
And one thing that's pretty cool about the R channel is that you can actually switch between compression and EQ. So you could do EQ first, or you could do dynamics first, which is like compression first. So I do have a compressor on here to keep the vocal from jumping all over the place. So as you can see, the threshold is negative 3.1. Ratio is 6, so it's like 6-to-1 ratio type thing. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple.
Yo, Choppo!
As you can see, the compression is happening right here.
Yo, Choppo!
So I did compress before I EQ'd.
Yo, Choppo!
So I compressed the vocal, slammed it, you know what I'm saying, 6-to-1 basically, slammed it nice and tight to control the peaks, and then the EQ comes in second. So you might see the EQ on top, but it's really the compressor that's happening first, and then the EQ is happening.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Okay, so as you can see over here, I do have my main vocal track, and then I have my double takes that are under it. And at first, what I did was I did take track number 3 and track 4, and I panned them left and right. But then when I was thinking about it, I said to myself, I want to have those sit up under the main vocal to make it nice and strong and not pan them out. So after I did that, left all 3 tracks in the middle, I put a doubler effect on the main vocal. And this is how it sounds.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
So it's panning a double, like a duplicate of itself 2 times, one to the left, one to the right, at 45 each, okay? And -7 dB, so it's pushed down into the track. The first voice has a 5 delay, and the second voice has a 10 delay. The first one has a 8 feedback, and the second one has a 9 feedback. So, and the first voice is detuned by -5, and the second voice is +5. One's panned to the left, so voice 1's to the left, and voice 2 is to the right over here. And that's going to give me a nice double effect. It's just going to pan the vocal out a little bit more than what it originally was doing. You know what I mean? Watch.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
You hear that like reverb
Yo,
effect?
Choppo!
That like delayed like reverb effect?
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
That's coming from the double. That's not coming from my effects track. Because if I turn the effects track on, you'll hear it. You hear a difference.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
So you hear that high-end crisp reverb sound coming from the effects track. No, that's actually the doubler giving like that 2 times effect, reverb effect. You know, it's pretty cool, man. All right. And the last thing I have on here is the wave tune, which actually is like pitch correct.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
And you'll really hear it when it switches to the second half of the vocal. So let me actually turn everything back on.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. 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 Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block.
Nice, yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see it in real time right here. Look at the wave tune right in this section.
Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block.
That's so amazing. I want to give a shout out to Ghetto Styles because he convinced me to actually purchase this, and I was like, all right, cool. And it's, oh man, it's amazing. So actually, I'm gonna give a shout out to Waves Audio right now. So right now, the plugins that you are seeing me use inside of FL Studio is the Renaissance Max. And this thing is crazy. So you get the convolution reverb, the Renaissance, you get the aux, the bass. So this bass right here, oh my god, it's not like you play bass, it like enhances and boosts the bass. The channel, so the R channel, the R compressor, the de-esser. I mean, you've seen the de-esser. You saw me working with the channel, the equalizer, the Reverb, the Vox, and the Waves tune. And I was asking Ghetto Styles about this Waves tune. Should I use this and not get the other one? He said, nah, get the other one, man. I'm telling you, dude, I'm telling you. And I was like, all right, cool, bet. Another thing I want to show you is this video right here. This video right here changed a lot for me when it comes to mixing and mastering. So you could just go over to wavesaudio.com, look for the Renaissance Max, okay, and then watch his video. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's a game changer. All right. And they actually have a lot of sales that go on this website all the time. And if you go into the description of my video, there will be a link to this website. And if you do go through my link, it's like a little affiliated type thing. So I might get a little kickback if you use my link to go to the website, you know? All right, let's go back in here. So now let's mute this one. Let's mute.
Put 'em on the chopping block.
Let's mute that one. Okay. So let's see what these are
Put 'em
doing.
on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo. Put 'em 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 on the chopping block.
So without these extra takes, the tag wouldn't be as strong. So I just want to emphasize that. Like, you should really think about how you are creating your tags when you create them. You know, you do your main vocal take, make sure it's nice, strong, very clean, clear. And then you do one or maybe two doubles. I did two doubles because I wanted to give some room ambience to my voice, because I knew I was going to compress a lot and bring out that room ambience. And I did some other special effects where I did like a high pitched voice because I wanted to go, yo, you know what I mean? Like, so, and then also you have to think about correction. Like, I had to correct the B that was in block. So I had to use this little, B, but fade the top and so forth. So it's a lot when it comes to making a beat tag if you're not, really fluid with mixing. But if you a mixer, you should be able to get this. It shouldn't take you that long. But like I said, if you need any help, hit me in the comment section. I could try to help you, or I do have it where I charge a little commission for a beat tag. All right, so let's go check out the effects track.
Yo, Choppo. Put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo. Put 'em on the chopping. Yo, Choppo. Put 'em on the. Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
So what I have on the effects track is I have a super tap. This is an amazing delay plugin, and I'm talking about amazing. Then I have the Reverb, but I have the Reverb with a pretty high pre-delay, and it's only affecting the tail end of the vocal. Then I have I'm saying, the compressor going, you know what I'm saying? And I have some EQ going. I have a lot of plugins going. I work with a lot of plugins, man, because I need to squash the sound. I need to bring back certain frequencies. I need to compress. You know what I mean? All right, so let's show you this. Let's take these off.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
All right, let's do the super tap.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
Let's take the super tap off.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
And as you can see, by my editing, okay, let's start over. As you can see, by the way I've recorded the vocal, trying to capture some room ambience and room reverb by stepping away from the mic and then compressing those vocals, bringing that room ambience into the sound, I already gave myself a natural reverb. Okay, listen.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
Now, when I bust these tracks to the effects track, watch how it brings it to life.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
So I'm using the AB Ranch vocal enhancement, which spreads the vocal left into the right speakers. It's pretty cool. It's dope. Try it out. All right, so now let's jump over to the Reverb. Now, and I'm doing a delay into the reverb.
Yo, Choppo. Yo, Choppo.
And it has a high pre-delay on it.
Yo, Choppo.
You see when the reverb kicks in? Watch.
Yo, Choppo.
Right there, it kicks in. Boom. After.
Yo, Choppo.
Right there, it kicks in.
Yo, Choppo.
And the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to kill the attack of the vocal. So if you just put a reverb on and don't mess with the pre-delay, then that reverb is going to start from the beginning of the vocal and it's going to squash the sound. It's actually compressing and pushing the sound north and south. It's pushing the sound back into the room. So when I mess with the pre-delay, then it actually moves the reverb ahead some in a time frame so it doesn't squash the vocal.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
See when it kicks in? Listen.
Yo, Choppo!
Right at the end. Okay, now watch this.
Yo, Choppo!
Add some compression to that.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
I'm compressing the delay
Yo, Choppo!
and the reverb together.
Yo, Choppo!
See how it spreads the delay out more?
Yo, Choppo!
Pretty fast attack.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
All right, let's add some more compression.
Yo, Choppo!
2 compressors back to back.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
And as you can see, you can still hear the vocal nice and strong. It has presence, but the effects are compressed to sit right behind, but also hug the vocal. You have to listen.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Now, let's bring in our EQ.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Close some of
Yo,
these things.
Choppo! Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Okay, so I want to show you a cool little trick that I did. When you go inside, and let's say if you get the Renaissance Max bundle, right? And let's go in here. So let's go to the EQ, right? Inside of the pack, you get a mono EQ and you get stereo. So you get 2, you get the 4s, and you get the 6s, right? And technically, you want to, most of the time you mix in stereo, right? But I just threw a mono EQ on its sound, and it gives it a different timbre. It gives it a different style, compression, or you have to play around with it when you're mixing. Just don't always go for the stereo. I have the stereo super tap. You know what I'm saying? Everything is stereo, but the last thing in the chain is a mono sound. And listen to what it does to the sound. I mean, and I also killed a lot of frequencies because I don't need those frequencies in the sound. Watch this.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Take it off.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Now, do you see how harsh the effects are without the EQ? It spreads out and it covers the stereo field, but technically that's not what you want with an effect. An effect is supposed to add a little sprinkle, a little spark on top of your sound. It's not supposed to overcome the sound. It's not supposed to be the main feature of the sound. The main feature is the vocal. The effect is just a little trick, a little sparkle, a little gimmick that you put onto the sound to enhance it. You know what I'm saying? So it's supposed to play its role, but sit back some. So that's why I put the EQ one last in this chain so I can control the effects. Let's listen to it again. This is without the EQ.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
Listen to how the vocals are jumping everywhere.
Yo, Choppo!
I'm talking about the backing vocals.
Yo, Choppo!
Now let's put it on.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
See how that clears up so much?
Yo, Choppo!
I mean, wow.
Yo, Choppo!
So what I did is I killed the bottoming of the reverb and the delays and all that stuff. I killed it. I squashed it all the way down to like 1K. You know what I'm saying? Something around there. I mean, around this range. And as you can see the hertz that is right here. So, and then I also did a boost in the high frequencies to give it that sparkle on top. So if you're cutting, then you need to boost somewhere. Like if I did not give it this this dB boost right here, then it would sound really, really bad. Actually, I can show you to you.
Yo, Choppo!
Right? Now let's bring it back down.
Yo, Choppo!
Listen.
Yo, Choppo!
Listen to the reverb tail and delays.
Yo, Choppo!
You
Yo, Choppo!
you hear it, but you don't hear it.
Yo, Choppo!
You hear it's back there. It's like in a tunnel.
Yo, Choppo!
You hear it in the tunnel?
Yo, Choppo!
Right there. It's in the tunnel. Watch this.
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
You hear it now?
Yo, Choppo! Yo, Choppo!
It's giving that nice little sizzle on top of the vocal.
Yo, Choppo!
Amazing. All right, let's bring this back in.
Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block.
Okay, so now this part of the vocal is the second half, like put them on the chopping block. So this has a little, like the settings are the same, but a little bit different because the vocal is a little deeper. So I'll leave that to you guys to figure out on your own. You have to get into the software and play around yourself. It's the only way you're going to learn. But for the most part, if you follow what I did with the first half of the vocal, you should be able to do the same thing with the second half of the vocal. But what I wanted to point out is the reverb send. As you can see, this is only at 65%. So don't leave it at 100% wet. You know what I mean? Like even though you're sending you're busing your main channel to an effects track, don't leave it at 100% wet unless you're going for that effect. But most time you want to turn it down some. It's only supposed to leave a little like sparkle on top of your voice. You know what I mean?
Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put him on the chopping block.
Actually, let me go over this vocal really quick for you. So let me close all this. Let me close all this really quick. Yeah, let me close all that. Let's pull this stuff up. All right. Okay, so everything's pretty much the same. That's mainly because this is it's the wrong insert. Sorry about that. Let's go back to, yeah, all right, cool. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. So let's talk about this part.
Put him on the chopping block. chopping block. Put them on the 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 chopping block.
Okay, so with this vocal, let's just take everything off, go step by step. Yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bless everybody. All right, so the first thing is the RVox.
Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block.
Now let's take that off.
Put them on the chopping block.
See, it's already strong the way I recorded it.
Put them on the chopping block.
Now put the RVox on.
Put them on the chopping block.
See, it gives a nice reverb sound.
Put them on the chopping block.
Because it's pulling that room ambience inside of the
Put them on the chopping block.
the mix.
Put them on the chopping block.
Now the de-esser.
Put them on the chopping block.
Okay.
Put them on the chopping block.
Let's take the de-esser off.
Put them on the chopping block.
Hear that? Ch.
Put them on the chopping block.
Let's put the de-esser back on.
Put them on the chopping block.
You see how it killed that? Ch.
Put them on the chopping block.
But it also did a dip in the vocal too.
Put them on the chopping block.
Okay. Let's close
Put
that.
them on the chopping block.
Close that. Let's bring in the R channel.
Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block.
Now, like I told you before, if you're cutting and you need a boost to bring some frequencies back in to keep the vocal nice and clean. So as you can see over here, I did boost around like 8K because the de-esser killed some of the high frequencies. So I needed to bring some of that sparkle back in. But I also dipped out around like 500 again. I killed the whole bottom end. This is pretty much the same. This is pretty much the same as the first vocal, because when I mixed the first half of the vocal and when I duplicated it and put it onto the second half of the vocal, it actually fit perfectly, like with the R channel settings. So I didn't even have to mess with this. But again, once you learn your vocal or you learn somebody else's vocal, it's easier to mix. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier to duplicate and move forward, you know, in your mixing process.
Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block.
All right, let's put the doubler on.
Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block.
As you can see, the doubler makes it a little bit more brighter.
Put them on the chopping block.
Let's put on the waves tune now.
Put them on the chopping block.
Watch it glide.
Put them on the chopping block.
It's making the vocal like glide.
Put them on the chopping block.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better.
Put them on the chopping block.
Okay.
Put them on the chopping block.
Now let's go to the F6, one of my favorite EQs.
Put them on the chopping block.
Dynamic EQ.
Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block.
Let's turn it off.
Put them on the chopping block.
You hear the mud in the sound?
Put them on the chopping block.
Do you hear the mud?
Put them on the chopping block.
Let's put it back on.
Put them on the chopping block.
Right here.
Put them on the chopping block.
Right around like the 500 hertz.
Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block. Put them on the chopping block.
Take it off.
Put them on the chopping block.
Okay, so there's a lot of things going on right here in this F6 stereo EQ, dynamic EQ. I mean, and it's a lot. So what I'm doing is I'm actually cutting the low end, okay, around like 125 hertz. Like I'm cutting that, and then also what I'm doing is I'm actually dipping out around like 500, but I'm not actually killing the 500 like a traditional EQ. I'm just, whenever this frequency gets too harsh, I want the EQ to knock it down, but then bring back in some of those frequencies. So if you look at the EQ is actually bouncing up and down because it's not actually just killing the those frequencies, it's just moving them out of the way because it's too harsh, too muddy.
Put 'em on the chopping block.
See, it's bouncing right here.
Put 'em on the chopping block.
So I still want to retain some of like the grit of the
Put 'em
vocal,
on the chopping block.
but I don't want all of that grit and mud.
Put 'em on the chopping block.
Now you might not be able to hear it, but it is actually
Put
doing
'em
that.
on the chopping block.
And then I did a boost around like
Put 'em
1K.
on the chopping block.
So if I take that boost off,
Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block.
now I'm gonna put that back on.
Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block.
You hear that reverb a lot better. It's a lot clearer, a little more
Put 'em
sparkle.
on the chopping block.
All right. And then after
Put 'em
that,
on the chopping block.
I did the RC 20, which is a
Put 'em on
monster.
the chopping block.
Okay.
Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block.
Let's take that off.
Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block.
Put it back on.
Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block.
Off.
Put 'em on the chopping block.
You see how the vocal doesn't have as much presence. It's sitting in the back. But the RC20, if you put it on a too bright preset, it actually really gives it like this tubey, like airy distortion and brings it to the forefront. So let's put that back on.
Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block.
Now let's add the effects to it.
Put 'em on the chopping block.
See that reverb tail?
Put 'em on the chopping block. Put 'em on the chopping block.
All right, now let's put everything together.
Yo, Choppo! Put 'em on the chopping block. 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 Yo, Choppo! Put 'em on the chopping block.
All right, so one last thing I am going to go over with you guys and girls is the master. So with the master, what I'm doing here is I did put a RC20 on the master to give it some special effects. I put the pusher stereo mastering plugin on it as well, and then I compressed it. Okay, so these are the three things that I did. So let's play it without.
Yo, Choppo! Put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put 'em on the chopping block.
So after I got finished, doing all my edits to the vocals and all my effects, this is how the vocal sounds without the effects on the master.
Yo, Choppo! Put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! Put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo! put 'em on the chopping block.
Okay, so the dynamics are a little off, so I know I'm gonna need to compress on the master, and I know I need to add a little flavor, a little texture to the vocals. So that's where the RC20 comes in. And then for my mastering tool of choice was the pusher, because when you put that pusher on, it really pushes the sound. So now let's put the RC20 on.
Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
Okay, so I had two RC20s on here, but the one that I went with is the Pad Magic. The first one was the Too Bright. I didn't use that one. So the one I went with is the Pad Magic. So
Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
all right, now let's add this the mastering plugin pusher.
Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
Take that
Yo,
off.
Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
Now, so if you paid attention, the RC20 gave it that Pad Magic texture, which glued everything together. Okay, but when that happened, it didn't glue it completely. So then I put the mastering software on it, and it brought it to the forefront and put it in your face. But the only problem that I saw inside the mastering tool is that it didn't do any compression. It didn't bring the second vocal to the same dB level or close to it as the first vocal. So pay attention to that.
Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
So now let's put the R compressor on.
Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
Wow.
Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
And the compression that I use for that is the vocal hug. So it's like hugging the vocal. But it actually, you know what I'm saying, it brought down the high frequencies, but it also brought up the bottom end, and now everything is sitting nice and tight.
Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block. 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 Yo, Choppo, put 'em on the chopping block.
And there you have it. So this your boy oO5 Dynasty, and I ain't with that side talk. And you already know the champ is here. Pop Shells Adam. The album's coming out July 4th, 2022. And I ain't with that side talk. This is a tutorial for Free Mixing University. Don't forget my style of music is called Ghost Wav music. Get with it. If you don't know about it, do your research. Look on my YouTube channel. Check out my Ghost Wav tracks. All my music is on Spotify, Apple Music, you know, the everything, you know what I mean? So you can go and Google search oO5 Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on all streaming platforms. Don't forget to look in the description of this video. Check out the affiliated links for FL Studio if you don't have that. Affiliated links for Plugin Boutique. Affiliated links for Waves Audio. So you can get this R comp and all the awesome plugins that I'm using. And just think about when you're making music. It's a lot that goes into it. So don't be afraid to ask questions and to talk with people. I talk with my friends every single day about compression, EQing, special effects, tricks, how to add texture, how to add clarity, how to EQ properly, how to find resonant frequencies, all that stuff. And you see, I'm just throwing those terminologies at you because I've been asking, I've been questioning, I've been watching tutorials, and I'm talking about tutorials from like the veterans, the OGs, people who have been doing it for like 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? I'm speaking to those gentlemen, not people who are doing like, do a Jay Dilla type beat. Now, I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about real professional audio engineer, mixing and mastering producers, engineers, people who are actually really taking the time out to really break this stuff down for you. That's who I'm watching. And at the same time, as I learned, and I try to bring forth what I'm learning to you guys and girls, because everybody mixes differently and masters differently. We're all trying to get to the same common goal, but there's different ways of going about it and different plugins you can actually use. And as you can see, I'm using the pusher for a master. And somebody might use like, saying ozone dyne to master. You know what I mean? So it's different things, but we're all trying to get to the same common goal. And maybe you might like my workflow better or the plugins that I use. Man, I'm all about graphics and colors. I love this RC20. I love this pusher. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I love the Renaissance package, And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once again, your boy oO5 Dynasty, and please do not forget to go get you some merch, man. Go get your oO5 Dynasty shirt or Pop Shells Adams shirt or hoodie, you know what I mean, or jacket. Link is in the description. You want to find me, you know where to find me. It's your boy oO5 Dynasty, and I ain't with that side talk, and I ain't with the flake, fluffy people in this world. Fake phone people. Let me stop. I love everybody. They don't love me back though. It's okay. The champ is here. Oh, facts.